Archive on February 20, Conor Kelly wondered if Cesc Fabregas would have a big decision to make this summer. After the sale of Matic and Chabola, it seems it's a big season for the Spaniard, but at 30 years old, does he have one more big move left in him? According to renowned former Ford and Chrysler CEO Lee Iacocca, good management is nothing more than motivating other people. Of course, as simplistic as that sounds, differing personalities dictate how to deal with individual cases. This is especially true in football. Some players respond to tough love, others, as the cliché is so often spouted, are fond of an arm round the shoulder. In his near 3 decades at Manchester United, Alex Ferguson figured out a way to get the best from all kinds of characters. A word here, a gesture there, from Roy Keane to Nani, he knew how to push the buttons. It's unlikely Antonio Conte will ever follow the venerable Scott to Harvard or release a self-help guide for managers in all walks of life, but he is patently aware that different techniques work for different people. At Juventus, Conte used a carrot-on-the-stick approach with Paul Pogba. When the Frenchman was receiving rave reviews in his first few months with the club, Conte repeatedly dampened the fire and stressed the need for continued improvement. Pogba completed only 15 of 27 matches in 201,213, before eventually earning the manager's trust and nailing a customary position. Last week, Conte was far more glowing when asked to comment on one of his current players, Cesc Fabregas. Cesc is a top player and a genius at football. I can talk about him in the same way as about Andrea Pirlo. In the same way, we are talking about a genius of football. Conte was probably trying to soothe Fabregas' ego, primarily due to the lack of game time he has afforded the Spaniard. In the same press conference, Conte revealed interesting observations on modern sport, which most likely explains why Fabregas isn't irregular from the start. I think in every sport you must be competitive in all the aspects, also the physical aspect, he said. Usain Bolt changed the story. Before, you run 100 meters in 10 seconds or 11 seconds. Now it's 9 seconds. In this instance, the Bolt of the piece is N'Golo Kante, the Premier League's sub-10-second man. Kante's capacity to cover ground, close down and retrieve the ball is currently incomparable. Such is the impact he has made in English football over the past 18 months, it's not a stretch to suggest that he carries out the work of 2 players. Like his fellow countryman Claude Makélélé did over a decade ago, Kante has redefined the expectations of a defensive midfielder. Kante and Nemanja Matic work almost perfectly together in Conte's 343 system. They complement one another, Kante energetic enough to press high, Matic more comfortable screening deeper. The partnership also provides Conte one left-footer and one right, the type of balance he craves. The duo have lined out together in 21 of Chelsea's 25 league matches. Contrastingly, Fabregas has started only 5 times, the last of which was in December. Much of his game time has been reserved for the FA Cup and late cameos. That being said, he has still contributed, notably, registering 6 assists and 2 goals, including the winner at Sunderland. As long as Kante and Matic are fit, Fabregas doesn't figure in Conte's strongest 11. With the prospect of more investment in the summer, it would appear improbable that he'll be first choice next season. Yet, Conte clearly values what he can produce in certain situations. Cesc, I think, is different. His velocity is in his mind. The issue for Fabregas is that helps experienced this scenario before. When he returned to Barcelona in 2011, they were European champions. A graduate of their famed La Masia academy, he was brought in as the long-term replacement for Xavi. He never truly established himself in Pep Guardiola's super team though, largely playing as a number 10 withdrawn striker and missing out in the crucial contests. When Fabregas left 3 years later, Barca went on to reclaim the continent's top prize. Fabregas is a world and double European champion with Spain, as well as winning the Premier League and La Liga. The Champions League is the one medal missing from his collection and the one target he has publicly stated a desire to attain. The Champions League is the competition I still need to win, he said in an interview a couple of years ago. It would give me enormous satisfaction. I've played in a Champions League final, 4 semi-finals. You are there, you practically touch it, you get so close. I hope I can experience the moment one day. When moving to Stamford Bridge, Fabregas must have envisioned plenty of opportunities to challenge for that trophy. Unless a return to Catalonia or a Bayern Munich Juventus transfer is imminent, he is giving up on that dream. Fabregas turns 30 in May, so the next move is likely his last major one. Alternatively, the Chinese Super League is now a viable destination. The vast sums of money on offer may appeal to both Fabregas and Chelsea. The club can command a big fee and the player potentially treble his salary. Of course, he has young children to think of, so that will be an important factor. The decision largely rests with Fabregas. Conte clearly appreciates his ability, but seems to have his mind made up. Fabregas won't be short of options, but his destiny lies in his own hands. Share this 23,839.